This is Breakdown Wrestling's review of WWE Extreme Rules from this past Sunday. I'm BA. I am joined as always by The Beard.
What's up?
What's up? Like you got like attitude now. Like,
yeah.
What's up? What's up? We're on YouTube. What's up? And we're joined by our very special guest, our good buddy Mose.
Yo, how's it going?
We're doing good. You know, we had a big weekend for wrestling, the three of us. We all went to an indie show on Friday. Potentially more down the line. We talked about it on the show, but we also went to WWE Extreme Rules because it was here in St. Louis. And we're going to kind of go over our thoughts of the show overall because we were there in person.
We were.
What better review to get than somebody who was actually there watching it with the atmosphere of the people?
Maybe from someone that wasn't there.
Who got to watch it on TV and understood how the Ryback-Cena match ended. That would probably be great. Like, I would have loved an announcement.
Yeah. I noticed the day after, one of my friends was right there at the, like by the ramp. Mm-hmm. And so could have seen that, like, perfect.
That would have been a great way to figure out what the fuck was going on. Yeah. Oh, sorry, we're on YouTube now. We can't curse as much, so that way everybody can watch our videos and we don't get.
We're PG.
We're not PG. We're PG-13. So we got.
So we can say shit maybe every other show. So I already said it.
Bleep it.
I'm not going to bleep it. That's stupid. Anyway, so we're going to go over like the card, and then we'll kind of give our thoughts over it. We'll start with the WWE Championship match. We're going to jump all over the paper that I printed out, but because we already brought it up, why not? WWE Championship match, John Cena versus the Ryback in a last man standing match, and the match ended with Ryback like spearing Cena through the Minitron, like the HD set thing.
Yeah.
And like metal scaffolding was on top of Ryback and Cena was like on top of it, and we were there in person. I don't know how the announcers called it on the show.
Yeah, because I want to watch the actual thing and listen to the commentators.
I'm kind of having to wait till I find it online or the DVD. When it comes out, I'm buying the DVD.
Oh yeah,
because I buy every WWE show that comes to St. Louis. If it's on DVD, I buy it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting this one.
And us in attendance had no idea what the finish was. Like, is it a draw? Are they throwing it out? And apparently they threw it out as a no contest, even though it should have ended in a draw. The ref should have been counting, and then they call the bell. Even though, and then there were some people who were saying no, Ryback won because he was standing, but they were both down. Correct me if I'm wrong. For at least a 10 count.
Oh yeah, I'd say for almost a full minute. Seriously, like at least a 40 count, bare minimum.
Yeah.
And the crowd, everybody was like, what? We were all so confused. We had no idea what the finish was because nobody said anything to us.
Yeah, if that damn curtain wasn't there, we could have actually seen what was going on back there.
Yeah, we're going to post a picture of where we were. That way you can get an idea of where we were sitting. We were stage right of the Titantron, and we could see the curtain. Like, throughout the night, you can see stuff, people walking back there. You couldn't get a real good shot because they had it mostly tarped off.
From where I was sitting a few seats down from where you were. I could see like a team of referees running. Like, I mean, like, all right, well, let's get over there. I mean, like, they were bolting, like, they legitimately were acting like, oh crap, these guys might be dead. Yeah. Like with that kind of force behind them, you know?
I know there was a chant. It was,
"Let's go Cena, Cena's dead."
Yeah, like instead of Cena sucks, it was "Let's go Cena, Cena's dead," and that was an awesome chant. I know, kids sitting around us were probably sad and like, "He ain't dead, you don't know nothing," but it's like,
but we do.
I was being a jackass and I was just chanting for whoever I wanted, and I was kind of being an ass. Like, didn't I?
It turned out, "Let's go Ryback, Cena sucks."
Yeah, and I supported Ryback because I hate John Cena more. Like, if Ryback was like, "Oh, cool, I got BA's support," not by much, dude. Seriously, not by much. Don't get high on yourself, man. Because
Ryback rules, dude. I
like that catchphrase better because it reminds me of Billy Madison.
I know, that was the best.
Doyle rules.
That was the best thing I heard all night
at both shows we went to. The indie show.
I didn't hear him say that.
I heard somebody in the crowd because one of the guys wrestling was a redheaded guy, and somebody yelled, "Oh, Doyle rules!" And then at Extreme Rules, When Ryback did something, they go, "Oh, Doyle rules." I wonder if it was the same dude.
See, I heard it at Extreme Rules. I didn't hear it at the other one.
I heard it at the indie show we went to, but this is about Extreme Rules. We're going to, real quick, your thoughts on the pre-show match. We got the confusion at the John Cena Ryback thing out of the way. I think the thing that was actually, to me, the worst match of the night, just based off the fact it didn't have a finish. You know what I mean?
Oh, the
Cena,
the main match.
Yeah,
I thought you meant the pre-show.
No,
there was a finish.
Not the pre-show. No, I was saying the main event.
Oh, okay.
You know, I got to admit, I like that show. I like that match because of the aftermath the next night on Raw. Real quick, Del Rio. I still can't believe how over he.
Yeah, we'll just jump into our opinions on that match. The I Quit match for the #1 contendership to Dolph Ziggler's world title. I Quit match.
I thought it was kind of boring.
Alberto Del Rio defeats Jack Swagger. It was
It was a sort of a letdown. I thought it was gonna be a lot. It's an I Quit match. It's got to be brutal, and it was very more technical, like you said earlier.
It was a combination because you got two technical guys, and this is PG WWE. Plus, the main event was going to be the WWE title match, or there were other matches that were going to have to be more chaotic and more.
Like the steel cage
match, the last man standing match. Those matches were going to have to be more crazy, and I feel like they didn't want to burn the crowd out because there was an Extreme Rules match too.
Yeah.
But the I Quit match, Del Rio wins with the cross arm breaker. Whatever.
And I didn't have a problem with being more technical simply because you think about some of the other pairings. You had Henry versus Sheamus, Cena versus Ryback, Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. I mean, these are really good guys. All of them are. The thing is, none of them are really technical. It's almost like you take the two technical guys, put them in a match that's not designed for that, just to see what happens. I thought it worked okay.
And the sense of brutality for what we expect from PG WWE, I thought it was the right level of what it needed to be. The kendo stick shots to Swagger's chest and Del Rio's back. I feel like they hit the proper level, especially with the suplex on the floor. The enziguri spot that they did. I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't expect a whole lot, but I knew that it would be different than what most people expect from an I Quit match because of the standards that have been set. There have been a lot of very brutal, bloody ones, but we live in an era now where it wasn't necessarily going to be that.
It was about as brutal as Backlund versus Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they even did, the spot with Ricardo Rodriguez acting like he was going to throw in the towel, and Del Rio saying don't, and then Zeb Coulter pulled what he pulled. And then the match actually has the first ever. WWE wants to start doing this, apparently, instant replays. So if a call is made, another ref can run out and go, no, man, look at the instant replay. I don't know if I like that.
I love it.
But I think for that match, it worked. Now, if they do it in a way that it starts making certain people look bad, then I'll have an issue with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be, oh, this person can't win because of that damn instant replay.
Well, the deal is, I don't have a problem with it because I like to root for the faces. I do. And if someone's going to pull some nonsense that's just absolutely against the rules, and a ref catches it and shows the other ref, I see no problem with that. Now, if it's something where, like, it screws someone out of a title shot or it messes up the possibility for a big match, I'll have a problem with it storyline-wise, but as far as the actual rule book goes, I love it.
There was a strap match, Sheamus versus Mark Henry. Sheamus wins. I thought it was relatively entertaining compared to... I wasn't expecting a full-on brutal strap match or anything. I was just expecting, like, two strong guys, a couple tests of strength, and then boom, we're done. You know what I mean? And this is essentially what we got, but there were some really clever moments in the match, like Mark Henry hog-tying Sheamus, and Sheamus...
being thrown over his shoulder.
Yeah, that was really cool. Anybody who didn't get to see it, Henry had him up for a power slam, and he was touching all the turnbuckles, but right after Mark Henry would do it, Sheamus would do it, and then Mark Henry stopped and looked around and was like, wait a minute.
How are these both up?
I don't get both of those lights lit up.
Wait, I'm not that special.
But it was an entertaining match. It wasn't, the all-on powerhouse battle I thought it was going to be. It was them trying to be a little smarter, and I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. So, overall, very entertaining match. Sheamus beats Mark Henry. La-di-da.
That was personally my favorite match of the night.
Really?
Because, dude, I love Sheamus. I love Mark Henry. You just never get to see them be smart in the ring. Ever. I loved it because I finally got to see these two wrestlers that I have a lot of respect for, that I really like, be able to not come off as just powerhouse meatheads, you know? It showed that they both had a lot of ingenuity throughout the entire thing. I like that.
Fair enough. We're going to move on real quick. Extreme Rules match. Big Show is defeated by Randy Orton.
This was your pretzel break.
This was me. I waited in line from the very beginning, from the announcement of the match until the end.
Yeah, you were. They were
already in the back.
Yeah.
By the time I got back,
the Extreme Rules match. Of course, it wasn't as extreme as most people would say. Orton would come out, try to hit Big Show with the kendo, or is that what it's called, the kendo stick?
Yeah.
Singapore cane, whatever you want.
I call them kendos. I don't know why. But then every time he would knock Orton down, and then he would snap him over his knee. Probably my highlight of the match, because it's just pretty much just like any other Extreme Rules match.
Just back and forth hitting each other with crap.
Yeah, back and forth. But my favorite part was the very end. Big Show's in the corner, and Orton's just looking at him, and everybody's, yelling the punt chant. And he's just, you can see him in the Titantron going, no, I can't. No, I can't. And he's like, walks towards Big Show, gonna do something else, and then all of a sudden you saw that little twinkle in Orton's eye.
He went to that place.
He did go to that place. He reared back up into the corner and then ran and punted him.
Like, that entire crowd was behind Randy Orton, and then all of a sudden, when we finally got to see him punt someone again,
Finally.
it was like a static electricity throughout the entire room.
He quit doing the punt because WWE banned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said quit doing the punt because we're worried about concussions, which is why the I Quit match got changed from a ladder match. Because somebody kicked somebody in the head and gave him a concussion.
He was saying,
I came back and you guys were like, he turned heel. No, he didn't turn heel.
Not yet.
he's turning.
He's not even turning. Don't quit. No. It's the thing, like, first of all, kicking a heel doesn't turn you heel. It makes you more babyface. Like, he's not a heel yet.
But just randomly punting him from the back when he can't see and punting him in
They
the
hate
head.
each other. He's still a good guy right now. And, he wrestled
Not for
Jack
long.
Swagger. Like, if he turns heel, awesome, but it's not going to happen. They're not going to go, Extreme Rules, something happened to Randy Orton, and now he's a bad guy. That
He's
sucks.
got the twinkle in his eye.
I'll say this, after seeing the promo for their new one, Payback, I got a good feeling about Orton's path he's leading down.
And
we can talk about that later if you want.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I hope he does turn heel, but I doubt people will go, the genesis of it happened at Extreme Rules. I think that was just a match to blow off the Big Show feud. I think they're done for now. But I wouldn't be surprised if, we're going to have another, Big Show Orton match. This is going to be a knockout match or some stupid shit. Like, they're going to come up with something stupid just for them to keep this feud going.
I like his comment they had on WWE the next day. He's like, man, it feels weird, but I kind of miss, the top of my foot hurting after punching someone in the face.
And it's one of those things.
I thought that was kind of funny.
It's one of those things. I want him to start punting people, but I want him to start punting good guys and people who have
Punt John Cena.
Punt John Cena right in his stupid face. Anyway,
Knock his hat off.
we'll go into the Shield matches real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to sit back on these ones.
Okay.
I got nothing.
He's got nothing good to
We
say.
got to hold back our language, so specify just don't say anything about these guys.
The first of the two Shield matches was Dean Ambrose challenging Kofi Kingston for the U.S. title and winning. He won the United States Championship. We got to see Dean Ambrose win his first taste of WWE Championship gold. And I'm happy. I support Dean Ambrose and the Shield. I'm a fan of all three guys now, but more so I was a fan of Dean Ambrose because I was more familiar with him.
Back in the NXT days.
No, not just NXT, like FCW, but like his pre-days as John Moxley. Like,
Yeah, his indie days.
Yeah, as John Moxley when he was like Dragon Gate and all these, I want to say Combat Zone Wrestling. But I was happy to see it. And he got the crowd was behind him.
I heard a few "Let's Go Ambrose" chants.
There was a smattering of Ambrose. Like, crowd was going, "Let's go Ambrose."
It was really, really widespread.
It was very even in terms of support because there were the kids who really wanted Kofi to win and they hated the Shield. And then you had the adult fans or some of the internet fans wanting for Ambrose. And it's one of those things, don't get me wrong, I like Kofi Kingston. He has a future if he wants one. to be as big of a star as WWE will let him become, but I feel like he's hitting that point where he won't be main event because he keeps rocking the mid card.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. Dean Ambrose taking the title is probably the best thing for him and the title because they have faith in Dean Ambrose. He wrestled The Undertaker. They have faith in this guy, not just as promo-wise, but in the ring. I think they actually had the best technically put-together match of the entire night. Just saying. That's my opinion. I mean...
I agree with it.
Thank you.
You're welcome
All
for
right.
agreeing with it.
But with that said, Dean Ambrose, new U.S. champion, and then his tag team partners, his stablemates, challenged for the World WWE Tag Team Championship against Team Hell No, winning that match. And that was entertaining, too.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Bryan is over. Kane is over. I mean, it's Kane. Made his debut in St. Louis. People know that. And, it's Kane, too. He's been around forever, and people love him. Even if he's a heel, I know last time he was in St. Louis, he was a heel. He still got cheered, or Royal Rumble, I should say, because that's the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
But he was getting a smattering of cheering, too, especially when he tombstones Zack Ryder. I remember that.
He's just like a huge satanic teddy bear.
Exactly. What? But, there was another great match, and it had a really cool finish with Daniel Bryan up in the reverse Death Valley Driver and Seth Rollins dropping that foot down on him. And I was happy to see these three guys, the Shield, win titles. Granted, not everybody's happy about the seemingly soon to happen implosion of Team Hell No, but it was bound to happen. Yeah. They're not going to be tag team champions forever.
They could have been.
Mose, please. No, but it's one of those things. It had to happen eventually, and what better time than now? You have this group that gets a lot of TV time. They have some fan support, sort of, but they're one of the biggest things that WWE has going on for them right now. If you want the tag titles to mean something, put them on people who are going to be on TV, who have a future as a team. Like Team Hell No, it's been fun, it's been great, but I feel like Daniel Bryan could be doing a hell of a lot more.
How long have they been tag team?
Since
over 200 something days.
They've been tag team champions. They were tag team champions from like Night of Champions in September.
Oh wow.
So that's a long time. We've seen a lot of really long title reigns in WWE in the last year with CM Punk, Antonio Cesaro, and Team Hell No. And it's just one of those things. I'm really happy that the tag titles are going to be on somebody who needs them as a team. And then Daniel Bryan and Kane are going somewhere, hopefully going to get split up so Daniel Bryan can go do more. I was having a discussion with Mose earlier where it's coming across as Daniel Bryan's being used to make other people look good. Same thing could be said about Dolph Ziggler and a whole bunch of other people for the course of last year. But with Daniel Bryan, it's clearly going to be the building, hopefully, towards something new, something better.
Another big gold championship.
Or at least a feud where he can show off how good he is as a wrestler. Yes. Has the Team Hell No stuff been funny and entertaining and some good matches? Yes.
It's been unbearable.
Bears.
But in all seriousness, it's one of those things. The evolution of Daniel Bryan, that next step into hopefully becoming a main event level star, or at least upper mid card, rocking in between the mid card and top main event level, is this right here. Maybe he has a breakdown and forgets all of his anger management and becomes this vicious wrestler who over the course of the next months, if it doesn't work as a heel, becomes a face because of his tenacity and gets to main event some pay-per-views and stuff. But time will tell. We spent a lot of time on it. Chris Jericho defeated Fandango.
Yay.
And good. The best thing about Fandango is Summer Rae.
Yeah, and we had a good shot.
Yeah, that was a really good view.
From even up there. Yeah, you still saw us. Anyway, back to the match.
Your wife's going to listen to this and be like,
no, she's not.
What? I don't know. Maybe you sit at home and play the show like, hey, look what we did.
Listen to me.
Maybe now that it's on YouTube, she will.
Oh.
YouTube.
You're going to get hit with a frying pan or something. That's going to suck.
He's going to lamp you.
Anyway, like I said, in my opinion, the best thing about Fandango is Summer Rae. But they had a really good match. Were there a few spots here and there where something didn't go exactly planned? Mm-hmm. Yes.
We got to see the Moonsault.
We got to see the Lion Salt connect.
Salt.
I rarely see the Lion Salt connect anymore, and it did. And that match back and forth, it had the crowd going, ooh. Chris Jericho, no surprise, was a huge fan favorite. There wasn't as much fandangoing as I thought was going to be.
I am so happy that's starting to die.
But I feel like his 15 minutes are up despite the monster push and support he gets from Vince McMahon, because that's Vince's pet project. On Raw, we won't go too much into it because we talked about it on the show briefly. Fandango leaving towards the end of the tag team match and dancing with Summer Rae outside the ring. That's kind of like, what? This gimmick's so stupid. My dad said some not so nice things about Fandango, and he goes, to be completely honest, and I mean this in the best way possible, that gimmick is really gay.
Wait, on our way home from the thing?
On the way to come pick you up to go to Extreme Rules, my dad goes, I mean this the best way possible. That gimmick is so gay. And I thought that was funny because he's not meaning it in like an,
Your dad's awesome.
demeaning tone or anything. He just goes, God, that's just so gay. And like, I gave him crap because my dad loves the movie The Birdcage because he thinks it's hilarious. But it's one of those things that's like, I'm like, this character, it's meant to make fans angry. You're supposed to hate him because it's so ridiculous.
Why do you want a ballroom dancer in a wrestling ring?
In all seriousness, and I'm just saying this right now, I don't mean for this to come off the wrong way. But when I first saw the promos for Fandango, when he first went out there, I thought his character was a homosexual. I thought it was like WWE saying, we're going to be progressive and have a homosexual character that isn't the root of all these jokes. Then I found out he wasn't supposed to be. I still don't know if I believe
They
it.
sort of had that already with Rico.
Yeah.
Nobody remember Rico?
Yeah, the hairstylist for Billy
and Chuck.
Yeah.
They tried to marry him.
Yeah. But like we said, Chris Jericho defeats Fandango, airborne codebreaker, caught him midair.
Which was sweet.
And I think a lot of people were surrounding us, all looking around. Codebreaker, he's going to do it, and he did it. And I was not disappointed or upset with the finish of that match at all.
One thing I am upset about Extreme Rules, the flames from Kane, they weren't that hot.
They used to be, though.
Bear's all like, man, you could feel it. It like burns your eyebrows. And I'm like,
I never said that shit.
Dude, I'm sorry, I have one big problem with that. No Caitlyn or AJ match. We got a little thing on Titantron, and that was it.
It was supposed to happen yesterday on Raw. But they're holding it off, I guess, to the next pay-per-view.
That's why they had Layla and AJ match?
Yeah.
I'm sick of us not getting the matches with divas at pay-per-views. Seriously, there was this, and then there was WrestleMania with no Funkadactyls or Bella Twins. I mean, I'm sorry.
WWE
I want to see chicks also.
WWE clearly doesn't care about their divas. It's just, that's fact.
I guess their crop isn't as good as they used to be.
They have a good group down in NXT. This is all getting cut. I hope you guys know this.
Why?
It's just getting cut because I want to
Divas
keep
thing?
it shorter. Yeah.
All right, well, let's just move on.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, at least AJ got a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she gets her title shot. She's still #1 contender.
She's going to win because she has a shirt.
Yeah. And I want to see it happen at Payback because it's in Chicago and that Chicago crowd will go nuts.
Yeah.
That's why I'd hope.
Is she from Chicago?
No, but it's a hardcore wrestling town.
Oh, true.
It's a big
And
wrestling
I
town.
hope that would be really sweet if Punk made his return in Chicago at Payback.
And we'll talk about one more. We got one more match. It's the steel cage match. Brock Lesnar defeats Triple H by pinfall. And I was hoping it was old school steel cage match in the sense that you had to climb over the cage. But what somebody reminded me, steel cage matches used to end by pinfall in the ring. So I guess I got to just get over it. But it was I thought it was enjoyable. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It was Triple H had the match won 3 or 4 times and just was like, I'm going to keep hurting him. It's one of those things that's like Triple H just isn't 2000 anymore, man. You're getting older. Your injuries are catching up. Brock Lesnar is clearly capable of destroying you instantly without even thinking about it for real. You should have tried to get out of there. Like Mose was saying, he should have just hopped out of the cage, ran around, took out Heyman, jumped back in, and kept beating him up.
Win the match, and then hurt him more. It's that easy.
It really is, but I do like the fact Brock Lesnar won and put a hurting on Triple H because apparently it's carrying over into their next several months of storyline with Triple H. But I feel like Brock Lesnar needed it more because he's going to be having more matches in high-profile situations down the road. I don't want to see another Triple H Brock Lesnar match.
It's done. He won the 2 out of 3.
You know, even though they don't necessarily go, it's 2 out of 3 and now the feud's over, but that's how it usually goes. It's over. Nobody wants to see anymore. Stop it. Let Brock move on to the next thing, and who knows when that will be. It could be SummerSlam.
Let him F5 somebody else into the barricade like he did Heath Slater.
I want to see.
It's just one of those things. It's Brock's going to probably be wrestling more high profile. He needs to win. And he did. And like, people around us and the arena didn't like that ending. But I stood up and applauded. Why? Because I'm a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah.
When Triple H hit Paul Heyman, I go, he didn't deserve that. That is uncalled for, sir. That is uncalled for. But overall, I think the show, in essence, like the steel cage match was definitely the obvious main event because of the way everything played out. It delivered what I thought it would deliver, but not in the way that I thought it would deliver. I was expecting more brutality. I was expecting blood. I know expecting blood now in WWE is like wishing John Cena would come out and go, I love Canada, and then walk over and smack Jerry Lawler and then choke Lillian Garcia. Like that's
and punt a kid
into the third row. It's not gonna happen. But I was a little let down, but I wasn't completely, because I got the result I wanted. Mm-hmm. Overall, it's not the best WWE show I've ever been to. Not because of our seats. Our seats were great. They were fine.
Yeah.
We still got to see the outline of Summer Rae's butt.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But I'm just saying, in terms of like overall card, it was a decent show. It delivered. There was more positive to say about it than anything negative. On my scale of 1 to 10, give it about an 8. I enjoyed it.
I'd say about a B-.
We got a 8 out of 10, a 7 or 8 out of 10, and a B-. Thanks, Mose. Thank you for providing your expert critiquing on this.
Welcome.
The best thing about Extreme Rules, I will say this: there's 3 points that I think that the highlights of it for me, at least. Me getting to chant against John Cena, and the victories of Dean Ambrose and the Shield. That gets lumped into one thing. And the third thing is
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar winning the steel cage match, because I'm a Paul Heyman guy.
Exactly.
It's just me. Those are my highlights. I mean, getting to see Chris Jericho, in all seriousness, is another one of the highlights. Like, I wasn't disappointed. Like, I was happy walking out of that arena, because I wasn't let down. I wasn't disappointed at all.
Your only letdown was the $21 you spent on food.
No shit. That was the biggest letdown, is how much I spent on food. However, so that's our review for WWE Extreme Rules 2013, live from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to the Facebook page and the YouTube page for Breakdown Wrestling, where we'll do more results and reviews of pay-per-view events. So with that said, make sure you click the links that you need to click to find the latest episode of Breakdown Wrestling. Go to facebook.com, Breakdown Wrestling, for all your information and needs regarding our show, Breakdown Wrestling. With that said, I'm BA.
I am the Beard.
And for our special guest, Mose.
Bye.
We'll see you guys on the other side.